and the just government of people beseech you to be only with abundant favor. As your servant whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this country, the Republic of Kenya, let your blessing descend upon us, assemble and grant and retreat and consider all matters that shall come under our liberation in such just in a faithful manner as to promote your honor and glory and to advance peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those interests you have committed to our church. Amen. Orders of business.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, papers.
Next order.
Order number 5, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
Motion. Honorable Walter Teno.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move a motion that this House adopts the report of County Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Nandi County Supplementary Estimates 1 for the financial year 2019-2020, laid on the table of the House on 27 November 2019, sorry. Honorable Speaker, the Standing Order 189.3 establishes the Budget and Appropriation Committee with specific mandate to investigate, inquire into, and report on all matters related to coordination, control, and monitoring of the county budget. Number 2, to discuss and review the estimates and make recommendations to the County Assembly. And number 3, to examine the county budget policy statement presented to the County Assembly. Number 4, to examine bills related to the county budget, including appropriation bill, and to evaluate tax estimates, economic and budgetary policies and programs with direct budget outlays. Honorable Speaker, members are thankful to the relevant officers of the county treasury.
Hoja habari Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, ningependa kupata habari kwa sababu sioni kuna mswada jana tulipitisha pesa ya county ya assembly hapa Mheshimiwa Speaker ilikuwa 69 na kitu, na kwa hii budget sijaona ndani Mheshimiwa Speaker. Ningependa kuomba kama kuna mahali Mheshimiwa ameona watuambie, kwa sababu hata sisi tunadai tuko na pending bills kwa serikali Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Honorable Walter, you've heard of the way Honorable Fred is asking. I think you, as you contribute, you will answer that question.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Maybe I think Honorable Fred will clarify the 69 million, because I'm not understanding which 69 million, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mengech.
Honorable Speaker, for the information of the chair budget, the county executive has an obligation of paying to the county assembly 69 million for remittances for car loans from members in the first assembly. So as Honorable Fred has raised, we cannot start discussing this budget until and when we see that money in this budget.
Honorable Walter, I hope you've heard about the pending bill of 69 that the executive have not remitted to the county assembly, the way I've been asked by Honorable Fred and seconded by Honorable Mengech.
Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, ningependa kujulisha bunge ya kwamba mimi nilichaguliwa kwa ile kamati ya kupeana loan kwa wale kwa wafanyakazi wote. Lakini wakati tulifika pale Mheshimiwa Speaker hakuna pesa Mheshimiwa Speaker. Hiyo ndio maana na serikali kuu imepitisha kwamba pesa ya pending bills ilipwe Mheshimiwa Speaker. Mheshimiwa Speaker, siwezi kubali ati pesa ya culvert na maji tolewe na inaenda kwa mtu, na sisi hapa hatuna hiyo pesa Mheshimiwa Speaker. Lazima utusaidie Mheshimiwa Speaker, angalau kama itaingizwa ndani Mheshimiwa Speaker tutakubali. Lakini Mheshimiwa Speaker, ukiangalia Ningependa kuambia waheshimiwa kwamba wachunguze mzuri, waangalie, kwa sababu mwaka huu mheshimiwa angechukua milioni 6. Raundi ile ingine ukirudi utachukua milioni 7 kwa sababu pesa inaongezeka. Imebidi turudie kwa sababu wamekwama na pesa yetu, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Point of order,
Thank you.
Mr.
Honorable Swadi. What is the Honorable Swadi?
Mr. Speaker, is it in order for honorable members to start contributing before even you put the question? Because I do believe Honorable Budget, Honorable Walter, should finish submission of the report, then we start contributing. So is it in order to start contributing?
It's not in order, Honorable Swadi, and that was where Honorable Walter should complete giving out this submission on the motion, and then after that, we will now go to the amendment, whether Honorable Fred and Honorable Mengeji is asking whether. So this, you are in order, Honorable Swadi. So Honorable.
Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Ningependa kupata taarifa kwa Mheshimiwa wetu Swadi ya kwamba sheria gani inasema huwezi ongea. Sheria inaruhusu hoja nidhamu kila wakati kwa bunge, Mheshimiwa Speaker. Bora Mheshimiwa Speaker ameanza mkutano na sheria inakubali, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
I think, honorable members, I hope you know the standing orders that when a member has a motion, after clearing your motion now, Honorable Fred, you'll now start now debating and said we want to include this a certain amount. So we are preempting the debate for the other members. So I want to request you, honorable members, that let Honorable Walter complete giving out these views, and then when we got a seconder, I'll now propose for the so that we discuss as what is required by the standing orders. So Walter, you can complete or can conclude.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for protecting me. And I hope, Honorable Speaker, I will respond on that issue of, I'm not aware if it is a pending bill, but I'll respond, Honorable Speaker, in the meanwhile. Honorable Speaker, the members of the committee are very thankful to the relevant officers of the county treasury and by extension the county executive for undertaking their fiduciary mandate as per the constitution, which requires them to develop plans for approval by this house and for complying with the provisions of section 135 of the PFM Act as explained in paragraph 5.0. The committee is also grateful to the clerk of the Nandi County Assembly and all other officers established by the County Assembly Service Board for undertaking their specific duties to the committee during the period the members were considering of the County Supplementary Estimates 1 for the financial year 2019-2020. Honorable Speaker, we honorable members of the Committee of Budget and Operation do hereby fix our signatures to this report to affirm our approval and confirm accuracy, validity, and authenticity. That is Honorable Walter Kiblagat, who is the Chair, Honorable Rael Rotich, the Vice Chairperson, Honorable Margaret Nyaundu, Honorable Nancy Chemutai, Honorable Robert Kirwa, Honorable Dr. Paul Sanga, and Honorable January Askari. Mr. Speaker, as regards to the preparation of the Nandi County Supplementary Estimates number 1 of 2019-2020 and subsequent actions by both the CEC and County Assembly, the following provisions of Section 135 of Public Finance Management Act of 2012 specifically apply. Mr. Speaker, the formulation, submission, and approval of the supplementary estimates for financial year 2019-2020, being a regulated process, is provided for in Section 135 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and contemplated for in Article 220 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Section 135 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 indicates that a county government may spend money that has not been appropriated if the amount appropriated for any purpose under the County Appropriation Act is insufficient or a need has arisen for expenditure for a purpose for which no amount has been appropriated by that act, or money has been withdrawn from the county government emergency fund. Number 2, a county government shall submit a supplementary budget in support of the additional expenditure for authority for spending under subsection 1. And number 3, in complying with subsection 2, a county government shall describe how the additional expenditure relates to official responsibility principle and financial objective. And number 4, except as provided by subsection 5, the approval of the county assembly for any spending under the section shall be sought within 2 months after the first withdrawal of the money. And number 5, Honorable Speaker, if the county assembly is not sitting during the time contemplated in subsection 4, or sitting but adjourns before approval has been sought, approval shall be sought within 14 days after the next sits. When the county assembly has approved spending under subsection 2, a supplementary appropriation bill shall be introduced for the appropriation of the money spent. And number 7, in any financial year, the county government may not spend under this section more than 10% of the amount appropriated by the county assembly for that year, unless that county assembly has, in special circumstances, approved a higher percentage. Honorable Speaker, Section 1.6 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012 states that subject to any other legislation, an appropriation that has not been spent at the end of the financial year, for which it was appropriated, lapses immediately at the end of that financial year. And if at the end of the financial year, a county government entity is holding appropriated money that was withdrawn from the county exchequer account but has not been spent, it shall repay the unspent amount to the county exchequer account and prepare a refund statement, which shall be forwarded to the controller of budget. And on the PFM Act, Honorable Speaker, that is regulation of 2015, the legal notice 35 of 2015, the County Budget and Appropriation Committee is contemplated in the PFM Act as the relevant committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee made the following observations from the CC members' submission. The projected changes in revenue estimate for financial year 2019-2020. The total anticipated revenue, as indicated for the supplementary estimates number 1 of financial 2019-2020, was Kenya shillings 8,103,676,476. And from the submission, the CC member requires a revision from this figure to Kenya shillings 8,512,016,152, arising from the JEB entry fee, which is Kenya shillings 1,442,280. And then for CRA equitable share of Kenya shillings 109,850,000. And from the European Union Water Tower Program of Kenya shillings 8 million, and the Urban Development Grant of Kenya shillings 8,861,585, and the local revenue of Kenya shillings 253,70,371. Honorable Speaker, from the submission, the CC member is proposing a complete review to delete the following approved programs for development expenditure in financial year 2019-2020, whose budgetary figures was a total of Kenya shillings 58 million, as indicated in the table. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, number 1 is policies and baseline surveys. That is under Department of Administration. They are proposing to delete in supplementary 1 the Kenya shillings 3 million. And on the construction of synthetic track and its equipment at Kapsabet Kipchoge Keino Stadium, that's under the sports, youth, and arts. They are proposing to delete the same 40 million so that the remains will be a zero. On the talent identification and development, that's under sports, youth, and arts. They are proposing to delete the same amount, that is 5 million, to remain with Kenya shillings 0. Under the lands survey and registration assistance, that's under lands, environment, and natural resources. They are proposing to delete, that is 10 million, from the land surveys and registration assistance to remain with 0. That makes to a Kenya shillings 58 million. And from the submission, again, Honorable Speaker, CC member is proposing a complete review to delete the following approved programs from recurrent expenditure in financial year 2019-2020, whose budgetary figures were a total of Kenya shillings 74,157,498 million, as indicated in column 3, 4, and 5. That is number 1, Honorable Speaker, is gratuity under Department of Administration, Public Service and E-Government to the tune of Kenya shillings 60 million. It will be deleted to remain with Kenya shillings 60,000, sorry. 60,000, and that will remain as zero. Honorable Speaker, because we have a list of table that indicates the one which has been subtracted, and it indicates the figure, the balance under the table, Honorable Speaker, from page. That is under recurrent expenditures from the Department of Administration, Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works, Education and Vocational Training, under the recurrent Youth Affairs and Sports, and under the 6.1, Honorable Speaker, in the financial year 2019-2020, expenditure estimates whose resource allocation has been reduced under development expenditure. The CCM requests to reduce the following allocations. Under Program 1, that's construction of a pollution block, under Department of Economic Finance and Economic Planning, they are proposing to reduce 8.5 million, remaining with 1.5 million. Completion of milk processing structure, phase 2, that is in Kabiet, Honorable Speaker, they are proposing to reduce Kenya shillings 65 to remain with 5 million. Purchase of sports equipment, that's under Department of Sports. They are proposing to reduce 2.5 million to remain with 1 million. Honorable Speaker, under Department of Recurrent Expenditure, the CCM Finance requests the County Assembly to reduce the following. And we have the table from the County Executive, Honorable Speaker, under Recurrent Expenditure. It's been reduced, and I think every member has a table, Honorable Speaker, under Recurrent Expenditures. Under the fourth unit, Honorable Speaker, again, that is 4413. Also reducing some recurrent expenditures, Honorable Speaker, and it's shown under those tables, Honorable Speaker. I think Honorable members have the copies. They can start as we move on, Honorable Speaker. Again, in agriculture, Honorable Speaker, that is under 4415. There's some proposal of reduction, Honorable Speaker, that is under accommodation and allowances. They are reducing 10 million from 25 million to remain with 15 million. Catering services, they are reducing 1 million to remain with 4 million. Daily subsistence allowance, Honorable Speaker, they are reducing 3.8 million to remain with 2.4 million. Under Department of Tourism, that is recurrent, Honorable Speaker, under R4416. They are reducing also from the purchasing and printing services, Honorable Speaker, they are reducing 300,000 to remain with 225,000. Travel cost, they are reducing 400,000 to remaining with 182,000. Accommodation and allowances, they are reducing 150,000 to remain with 510,000. So, Honorable Speaker, it's shown also under table of we go to the next year department, Honorable Speaker, that is youth. They're also reallocating from Department of Youth some quite number of amount, Honorable Speaker, that is water and sewerage. They're reducing 50,000. They're remaining with 50,000. Telephone, internet, travel cost, accommodation and domestic travel, they're reducing 800,000 to remain with 120,000. Remain with 1.2 million, sorry. And daily subsistence allowances, they're reducing 200,000 to remain with 650,000. Under Department of Education, they're also reducing recurrent expenditures, Honorable Speaker, to the tune of Kenya shillings. From internet, they're reducing 100,000. Travel costs, 200,000. Accommodation, 300,000. And daily subsistence, 800,000. And because we have all the the table, Honorable Speaker, and the amount is indicated, the amount which is being fired for Honorable Speaker. I wish to go to the newly introduced expenditures, Honorable Speaker. As earlier stated in my previous Honorable Speaker to this report, the CC member requests this county assembly to introduce 6 new development expenditures programs as follows. Under the D4415, Agriculture and Cooperative Development, under economic item entitled acquisition of 650 kVA standby generator to be appropriated Kenya shillings 5 million. Construction of waste management systems at Kenya shillings 15 million. And acquisition of land at Kabiet Milk Processing Plant be appropriated to Kenya shillings 5.5 million. Under the 4417, that is sports, youth and arts, under economic item name fencing of modern athletics training camp at Kenya shillings 10 million. Under 4420, that is transport and infrastructure, under economic item name acquisition of culverts making unit, that is 2 at Kenya shillings 5 million, and economic item name county youth service labor contract of Kenya shillings 30 million. Further, the CC member requests this county assembly to introduce 7 new recurrent expenditure programs totaling to Kenya shillings 41,700,000 under the D4413, administration, public service and e-government under economic item 221-0301, travel costs to be appropriated to Kenya shillings 100,000. Economic item 221-103, that is sanitary and cleaning services, Kenya shillings 200,000. Economic item 221-1201, refined fuels and lubricants, Kenya shillings 100,000. Economic item 221-0101, that is basic salaries, Kapsabet municipality, Kenya shillings 41 million. Economic item 221-0504, advertising awareness, that is Kenya shillings 100,000. And economic item 221-101, that is general supplies, Kenya shillings 50,000. Economic item 221-1305, contracted cars cleaning services, that is 150,000. And the last economic item 229-0105, UTG under and UIG funds. Honorable Speaker, programs with additional resource allocation. As earlier stated, Honorable Speaker, in the preface to this report, the CC member requests this county assembly to increase the development expenditure programs totaling Kenya shillings 554,451,644 as follows. Under D4413, in the Department of Administration, Public Service and e-Government, under economic item entitled Work in Progress, to be appropriated to Kenya shillings 190,851,644. And under the D4415, in the Department of Agriculture and Cooperative Development, under economic item entitled Works in Progress, to be appropriated to Kenya shillings 242 million. Under the D4417, in the Department of Sports, Youth and Arts, and economic item entitled Completion of Phase 2 Modern Athletic Training Camp, to be appropriated to Kenya shillings 5 million. Additional economic item entitled Purchase of High Pressure Car Wash Machines, to be appropriated to Kenya shillings 3 million. Under the 4D, in the Department of Trade, Investment and Industrialization, under economic item entitled Construction of Porta to be appropriated to Kenya shillings 4 million. Additional economic item entitled Work in Progress, appropriated to Kenya shillings 99,600,000. Honorable Speaker, under Department of, that is for R4412, that is Finance and Economic Planning, there is some reallocations. That is under basic salaries for the staff to 109 million. Travel costs 5 million. Under default units, the allocations of salaries to basic salaries to Kenya shillings 109 million. Under the fourth agriculture, basic salaries to be increased by Kenya shillings 42 million to make it 266 million 943,959. Honorable Speaker, the committee the Committee on Budget and Appropriation agreed that the Nandi County Assembly estimates number 1 of financial year 2019-2020 shall be approved by this House, subject to the following amendments. That the allocation for Amai Water Project in Jemundu Ward, totaling Kenya shillings 4.2 million in the approved budget financial year 2019-2020, be divided as follows. Kenya shillings 3.2 million be transferred to Nandi Primary School Water Project, and Kenya shillings 1 million to remain funding Amai Water Project. That the Kenya shillings 600,000 allocation for construction of cattle dip in Jemundu Ward be deleted in the approved budget financial year 2019-2020 and be replaced with construction of Amai and water supply area T-sheds. That the Kenya shillings 4.2 million allocation for cow water project in Japkomia would be deleted in the approved budget for financial year 2019-2020 and be replaced with Korkor water project at Kenya shillings 4 million and laying of pipes in Burende, Kaptasur at Kenya shillings 200,000. That the CC finance on implementing the above recommendations should adhere to principles of official responsibility as required in section of the BFM Act 2015. That the CC finance should ensure timely expedition of procurement procedures to limit recurrence of pending bills. That the committee has considered the above reallocation request by the CC finance and is recommending the finance department to implement the recommendations and shall be approved by the county assembly. That the committee adoptions of appendix 2 attached to this report is approved. As it is approved, recommend amendments under R4423, that is Nandi County Assembly. And that the committee recommends the following revenue resource envelope. And there is a resource envelope, Honorable Speaker, and you can see a new you can see the total, Honorable Speaker, of the resource envelopes. That is under land rate, plot, rent, single business permits, liquor, licensing, market fees, agriculture cess, and all the other, and the government funding, that is to the Kenya shillings 6.8 billion. CRF fund balance 1.433 million. Honorable Speaker, the legal responsibility of execution of the budget estimates as approved by the County Assembly is primarily the function of the CC. However, in case of a policy changes and or requirements for approval of deviation from the budget estimates, the County Assembly shall engage stakeholders where appropriate. Similarly, in case of any difficulty in application of funds in the efficient, prudent, effective, and legal manner for the interest of the citizens, the County Assembly may actions or anyone contributing to the difficulty. It is therefore argued that all parties in the execution of the budget programs are there to resolution of the County Assembly to the latter. Honorable Speaker, having raised the issue and presented my committee findings and recommendations on the way forward one, I seek that this House adopts the report. Honorable Speaker, I call upon Honorable my Vice Chair, Honorable Rai Rotich, to second.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Honorable members, I now propose that this House adopt the report of the County Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Nandi County Supplementary Estimate 1 for the financial 2019-2020 laid on the table of the House on 27 November 2018 be discussed. Honorable Gideon.
Inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Gideon.
The document is so voluminous. I wonder how the committee arrived at such a voluminous document. As I said yesterday, it might also require me to say what Honorable Kibutu said once time. The document is so voluminous, but I wanted to inquire on the actual reallocation figures in milk processing plant. And also the reallocated figures
Information,
in.
Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable? You would inquire, well, let him inquire and
I
then you
am
will,
seeking an inquiry.
yeah,
Honorable
you will let him
Speaker.
sing an inquiry and then you will give an information, Honorable Chairman.
And the actual reallocated figures in the Department of Lands in issues related to pending bills. Those two items, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, are you thinking
I'm-
about getting Honorable,
I want to
before
inquire
Honorable, before Honorable, the Chairman, Budget answers, Honorable Ngetich. And Honorable Ngetich, when you enter to the chamber, you forget to pour to the so next time, I think, when the speaker is just communicating, you need to freeze. I've been telling you every now and then, Honorable Ngetich, but you can continue now.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I'll not repeat it again. I wanted to inform that the House that some of us don't even have the voluminous document, Honorable Speaker. So that is why you see we are seated. We cannot even stand to contribute because we don't have the document, or I don't have the document.
Maybe clerk, you can provide the document with honorable members while Honorable Walter is just inquiring on it. Honorable Ngetich, Honorable Walter, about the inquiry from Honorable Kitchen, and maybe Honorable Ngetich, you left somewhere, but it was tabled yesterday, so I think you might be having the document. Maybe you left, but for the purpose, I hope you'll be given by the clerk so that you can use. It was tabled yesterday, but if today, if there's an amendment, it's now the day that we'll amend what we are tabled by yesterday. Honorable Ngetich? If you have it. Do you still even have anything? Okay, thank you. Honorable Walter. Okay, members have opened for discussion about as Honorable Walter is consulting, I've opened this debate for the supplementary budget be discussed as read by the chairman, budget and appropriation. And I also request you members to minimize the movement. The issue of moving up and down should disturb the whole house. So if you need to move, let us move in style. Don't be moving. Okay, Honorable Fred. Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kusimama kwa hoja habari, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa kipengele namba 103, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu kila mara inatusumbua. Ningependa tuelezwe inaenda namna gani, kwa sababu kuna mheshimiwa sijui kama hako sawa ama hako namna gani. Baada ya hiyo, Mheshimiwa Spika, nitatoa hoja nidhamu, Mheshimiwa Spika.
103, Honorable Fred, on the dressing code about the 1-3, a male member must dress in a formal way, complete with a tie. So whom are you referring, Honorable Fred?
Hoja nidhamu, Mheshimiwa Spika, kipengele namba 103 iko kwa sheria, Mheshimiwa Nandi, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu umetoa wazi mafasi yenye nategana, Mheshimiwa Spika, na ningependa kila mara unasema Sajina Tam aamue, tunataka Mheshimiwa Clerk aamue, kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Sajina Tam ni mfanyakazi wetu, hawezi toa uamuzi ya kutosha, Mheshimiwa Spika. Ningependa Mheshimiwa asimame, tuone kama hako sawa, tuambiwe Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kipengele namba 103 ni aina gani, Mheshimiwa Spika?
Honorable Sajina Tam, you confirm was whether Honorable Gideon is properly traced. Honorable Gideon, you understand so that honorable members and honorable, you understand Honorable Gideon.
Information.
There is no
Honorable Speaker.
information. You Honorable Sajina Tam to tell us whether you are properly traced or as directed by the clerk. Sajina Tam, do your work. It's not properly traced. So Gideon, you better go and dress so properly. You don't have any time to address the chamber, Honorable Gideon.
Inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
You will inquire after when you are fully traced, Honorable Gideon. So I want to give you permission to go and dress properly so that you come and communicate to the house. So, Honorable Fred, I hope you have done your work. Thank you, Honorable Fred, for informing the Speaker what you are supposed. So, Honorable Gideon, you go and dress properly, and then you come.
Hoja ni damu Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Pia kipengele 103 Mheshimiwa Spika. Iko kwa Mheshimiwa Some. Mheshimiwa Some, Mheshimiwa Spika hajafaa kirasmi Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Some, the Sajinatam, please, you confirm. I know that we have strangers today in the house, even the Thai. Sajinatam, I think you are not supposed to say that shouting to the Speaker. You should come in silent. But because you have said, and the Sajinatam, today I want to warn you, don't repeat that once again. So, Honorable Sarasar, Some, you are well dressed. So you go and dress well so that you come to the chamber. This is an honorable house. So you move and then you dress properly. You might come today or you come tomorrow. Next, so members, Honorable Murray. Thank you, Honorable Murray. Continue.
Mheshimiwa Spika.
Hoja nidhamu, Honorable Fred.
Kipengele namba 103 Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes.
Iko kwa sheria ya Mheshimiwa wa Chemundu na Mheshimiwa wawili Mheshimiwa Spika. Nafikiri hawajafaa ile mafasi rasmi Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Fred, today you are in a point of order. I don't know, Honorable from Chemundu, Sajinatam, confirm. And Honorable, I think Honorable Chemundu, Honorable Kirwa, and Honorable Kirwa, and Honorable Charles Korir.
Oh, yes, from Isaac.
From and Honorable Charles Korir at the back from okay, honorable members, Honorable Kirwa and Honorable Charles Korir, both are in jeans, so they are not properly dressed.
Honorable Speaker, I have amendment.
Honorable, you go and pray and dress properly so that you come with amendment. You cannot amend when you are poorly dressed, honorable members. So, honorable members, you go and dress properly as we continue. Okay, Honorable, contribute, Honorable Murray.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I think Honorable Fred has done the right thing, Honorable Speaker, that we are supposed to bring this house to sanity. Mr. Speaker, I've stood to support these supplementary estimates for the financial year 2019-2020. Mr. Speaker, this supplementary is coming at the right time, Mr. Speaker, and I've gotten an opportunity of going through it, and I discovered that all those projects, the award projects, have remained intact. And that is why, Honorable Speaker, I want to support this supplementary in totality, Mr. Speaker. The common practice is that normally supplementary is done. What is done actually is to remove the monies which will not be able to spend in the time remaining But for this case, Mr. Speaker, we know the case of pending bills is actually giving us problems. I know it was we are among the counties which were given sanctions that we are supposed to ensure that pending bills are paid. So, Mr. Speaker, we hope that the contractors who are going to be paid are those who have completed their works. You know, my fear was that maybe you are going to rush and pay those who have not completed the works, but we are making provisions so that whoever has actually completed his or her job in time is paid. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to support this supplementary and ask members to pass it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Fred.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Ya kwanza mimi siungi mkono hiyo hoja Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Spika, nimeshangaa Mheshimiwa akikubaliana ya kwamba pesa itolewe na hiyo kazi isimame Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, tunajua ile pesa tumetoa hapa ni milioni 200 Mheshimiwa Spika. Tunadaiwa milioni 774. Hata tukipitisha hiki kitu pesa ikatwe, hatutapewa pesa kwa sababu tayari hatujafikisha kwa ile kiwango walisema. Mheshimiwa Spika, ukiangalia pesa ya maji inatolewa, pesa ya vijana inatolewa Mheshimiwa Spika. Hiyo sasa itakuwa nimekuwa ngumu Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa sababu ile kazi inalipwa Mheshimiwa Spika ni ile ya wakati mwingine, ile ya serikali nyingine Mheshimiwa Spika. Na hiyo kuna kazi tumepanga. Wakati pesa imetolewa hapa, ukiangalia hata pesa ya kutengeneza barabara, ya kukomboa mashini nini, na sisi leo tumekuwa na shida Mheshimiwa Spika. Ile mashini tumekuwa nayo yote imekufa Mheshimiwa Spika. Tutafanya namna gani Mheshimiwa Spika? Ningependa kuambia Mheshimiwa wakwe tayari kukutana na wananchi. Kwa sababu tayari tumeenda kwa wananchi, kwa kilugha ya mambo ni public participation, tumetangaza ya kwamba kazi itafanyika hapa, tayari tumetoa pesa Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, hata nimeshangaa kiranja wetu wa maji, yeye amekuwa kwa hiyo kamati ya bajeti, yeye amekubaliana maji, pesa ya maji ipunguzwe, na mpaka sasa wananchi hawajakunywa maji Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, unajua kila mara tukipitisha bajeti kama hii tunaletewa propaganda kidogo Mheshimiwa Spika, ya kwamba wao mtakosa mshahara, sijui mtakosa nini. Mshahara haikuangi na supplementary budget, haikuangi supplementary budget. Mshahara ni mshahara. Mshahara hakuna vile mshahara utafunga Kenya mzima. Wananchi wote wataandamana na serikali itaanguka. Tunajua ile kazi wanasema ni ile kazi ya tutafanya Mheshimiwa Spika. Na tayari najua ya kwamba hii ni hata kurudi hapa ni kupatisha Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa sababu hii ni mwaka ya mwisho. Next year mwezi wa 12 mambo ya siasa imeanza Mheshimiwa Spika. Tungependa Mheshimiwa wafikirie mzuri, waisome, waangalie hiyo mambo ya maji na mambo ya barabara Mheshimiwa Spika. Waangalie mzuri. Kwanza Mheshimiwa Spika, nahurumia watu ya masabu Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa sababu hata tukitumia mashine ya kaunti yote haitamaliza. Afadhali ile ya kuwa na kuomboa mashine, kila ward wakomboe yake, pengine ni kirata karibu 20 ndio angalau wasaidie. Mheshimiwa Spika, mambo hapa ni ngumu. Pengine mimi naweza bahatika. Kwa sababu niko na polytechnic niliteka haikuisha, niko na dispensary nilijenga haikuisha, niko na stadium pesa yake italipwa, na mimi ndio nafaidika na wale wengine Mheshimiwa Spika. Tungependa kuangalia mzuri, kama hatujalewa mzuri, tuombe tusongeshe kwanza Mheshimiwa mpaka wiki ujao Mheshimiwa Spika, tuelewe. Kwa sababu kuna siku nilikuwa naunga mkono sikujua. Kuna barabara inaanzia Chaindoi kwenda mpaka Kiminda. Tayari ilikuwa imetolewa, naenda kuuliza kwa waziri, mimi naambia wewe ndio ulitoa Mheshimiwa, ulipitisha supplementary. Mheshimiwa Spika, na nimeona Mheshimiwa wengi hawajaelewa. Na mimi nimesema siungi mkono Mheshimiwa Spika, wala wanaunga mkono waunge Mheshimiwa Spika.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, point of information, and then Honorable Singoe.
I've heard Honorable Fred saying that the money for roads have been removed. I don't know where he got that information. Maybe he can enlighten us on that.
Honorable Fred, any?
Dogo Mheshimiwa.
Okay, okay, Honorable, as Fred, Honorable Singoe, contribute.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kunipatia nafasi ya kuchangia hii hoja ya supplementary budget. Vile maoni yangu Bwana Spika ni ya kwamba tunajua shida ambayo tuko nazo ni katika serikali kuu kulingana na pending bills na mambo mengine. Kwa sababu nisemekana ya kwamba msipolipa hiyo pending bills hakuna pesa ambayo itatolewa huko. Sasa tukisema kwamba vile pesa ambayo imetolewa labda ya survey ambayo ingesaidia sisi katika mabarabara na zile zingine ya youth na zile zingine. Sasa tukisema atupitishi kitu huenda atupate pesa, sasa itakuwa sasa tuko na shida kila mahali. Kwa maoni yangu ningeonelea kwamba afadhali tupitishe hii hoja kwa sababu alafu pesa zingine kidogo ipatikane tuendeleze naye maendeleo, kwa sababu tukinini yote tutakosa yote. Kwa hivyo mimi mwenyewe naunga mkono Bwana Spika sana.
Okay, Honorable Fred, you can confirm whether the money allocated for roads has been removed. Use yeah.
Kuna pesa milioni 60 ya kukomboa mashini ya kutengeneza barabara. Iko number 5 sijui ni kurasa wa 4 ama wangapi. 6 FY 2019. Mheshimiwa Spika, waambia waangalie mzuri, kuna kwa hiyo kurasa Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna milioni 60 imepunguzwa, ilikuwa ni ya kukomboa mashini kwa kaunti mzima na ilikuwa milioni 2 kwa watu. Mheshimiwa Spika, imetolewa Mheshimiwa Spika. Na pia ningependa kutoa ujulishaji jingine Mheshimiwa Spika kwa Mheshimiwa kiranja wetu ya barabara ya kwamba ile pesa tunadaiwa kwa supplementary budget kwa pending bills ni milioni 774. Hata tukipeana 200 walisema kiwango hata ni ikue nukta 170 Mheshimiwa Spika, hatufikishi. Hata tukisema tunapea hii pesa inaenda.
Point of information Mr. Speaker.
Nikimalizia Mheshimiwa Spika.
Let him complete and then I'll give you.
Nikimalizia
under what point of order, Honorable Majority?
The honorable member is saying that this county has a debt of over 700 million, Honorable Speaker. Let him substantiate, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Fred, you have facts that this county has, or the county has a deficit of 744. You can tell the members with reasons and facts.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, kila mheshimiwa anajua wakati walikuja hawa siku ya kwanza walirudia kwa ile bajeti kupanga 774 million. Nafikiri kiranja anajua. Tulienda kununua mashine ya creators, tununua vitu mingi, wanajua. Si ati wajui Mheshimiwa Speaker, ni milioni 700. Na nafikiri kuna ile habari ya Kiboi. Tuliletea wama na tukapitisha na tukaona ni milioni 70 na kitu. Wakasema wamepunguza imekuwa milioni 500. Ile pesa tuko nayo sasa hivi Mheshimiwa Speaker, ile tumepata hapa ni milioni 200 Mheshimiwa Speaker. Hata tukipeleka yote Mheshimiwa Speaker kwa kulipa hiyo kwanza tutakuwa tumekosa kazi na tayari tena tutakuwa tumefika kiwango na hatutalipwa pesa. Ningeomba Mheshimiwa tukuve na hii.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
What is it under standing order number what, Honorable Majority?
Standing order number 9, Honorable Speaker. The honorable member is the one who has always been requesting for facts, Honorable Speaker. We don't need oral facts, Honorable Speaker. We need substantive document to show that that is the amount the county is owed, Honorable Speaker.
Oja nidamu Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Before Fred, honorable.
Oja nidamu Mheshimiwa.
Yes, honorable Fred.
Kipengele namba 82 Mheshimiwa Speaker.
82. What is it, Honorable Fred, on 82?
Lazima Mheshimiwa mwenye naongea athibitishe yale anasema, kama ametuambia kipengele inasema nini, asome. Kipengele namba 90 inasema nini? Kwa sababu kipengele namba 90 Mheshimiwa Speaker iko na kipengele mara 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 Mheshimiwa Speaker. Atuambie ni kipengele gani? Namba 1 ama 2 Mheshimiwa.
Honorable Majority Leader, you can also
Namba 1, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, honorable Singoe.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kutupatia hii nafasi. Ningependa kujulisha Mheshimiwa Fred ya kwamba unajua kama mtu anakudai ulipe kiwango fulani ijulikane wewe unalipa, lakini ukikwama utafaulu.
Information.
Yes, information, Honorable Swadi.
Thank
the only senator in the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to inform the House that let us discuss this report of the committee for budget, because I do believe that in our main budget, which you passed here, Honorable Speaker, there was allocation for pending bills. This is just additional to the ones which were allocated money in the beginning. So it is not as Honorable Fred is saying 200 million. It is more because in the main budget we already have the other project which was supposed to be paid for pending bills. So let us just discuss this report. We finalize on this report so that the money can come from the national government for next year and the other year. Thank you.
Okay, members, silence, honorable members. That Honorable Januarius, I've seen you for the first time and I've been told that you have been an active member of the committee. And I know that was a great lie. Honorable Januarius.
Thank you, Mr.
Mheshimiwa
Speaker,
Speaker.
for
Yes,
giving me
yes,
this
Honorable Fred.
opportunity.
Kipengele namba 103, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
The trusting God, Honorable Fred.
Januarius hajaambatana na sheria, Mheshimiwa Speaker. Kwa mafasi, Mheshimiwa.
Sergeant Tam, can you do confirm whether Honorable Fred is just quoting the standing order? Honorable members, Honorable Januarius in chins. So therefore he is poorly dressed. So I rather tell you to go and change so before even you contribute. Honorable Member Kirongo, contribute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've risen to support the motion.
Information, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
We have a stranger here, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
A stranger, Honorable Januarius.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, what is it, Honorable the Chairman Fajet?
Honorable Speaker, I think Honorable Fred is with a lot of malice because he's chasing away members of the budget. He has chased Honorable Kirwa, Honorable Januarius. I will remain with anybody to defend this budget, Honorable Speaker. Can you rule out also Fred to be out of order for telling us 103 every now and then?
Chairman, you are out of order because Honorable Fred is just quoting the standing order. There is nothing like the chairman of the budget and the committee. So Fred is probably he's just quoting the rest of standing orders. Honorable members, after being honorable members, I now put a question.
Inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, inquiry, Gideon.
Honorable Speaker, I had raised an inquiry before I was rudely chased out of the chamber by Honorable Fred so that I don't receive those information. I want to inquire whether there has been any response as to my inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Chairman, I think, Chairman, you can respond to inquiry from Honorable and then you give the right of reply. And I know members that you can pass this without amendment. So Honorable, inquire from how the cooling plan so that we can put the question.
Fair, Honorable Speaker. I think I'll respond as I make my comments, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. Now, honorable members, I now give the chairman budget to give the response. Honorable, right of reply before I put the question on the same budget.
Honorable Speaker, I think there is an amendment I will give Honorable Speaker. So I was seeing some members still contributing, Honorable Speaker.
Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Swadi.
I think Honorable Budget, Honorable Walter, is somehow confused because of Fred is chasing out his members. So you can just put, it is not a must to give him a right of reply. You can just put a question so that we continue.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Gideon, what is the point of order?
Is the honorable member in also to use non-parliamentary terms like chasing out? I think none is being chased out, Honorable Speaker.
I don't know, Honorable Gideon.
We are just being, you need to withdraw that.
It is not, it is point of order. Maybe we have an amendment from Honorable and then we give the right of reply. Amendment from Honorable Eldo Teno, but Honorable Swadi is not in order to say, do you start parliamentary language chasing members? But the members were not in good attire. So Honorable Fred was doing the right thing.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, if you give me just a time.
What does he was
I was just repeating the words of Honorable Walter, chasing his members away. It's not me saying that.
Now we have an amendment for that, Alderman Turner, you move that amendment on the same, so that members can debate on the same. So before you give the right of reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I want to thank Honorable Honorable Speaker, for reminding me that I use unparliamentary language. But chasing is parliamentary language, Honorable Speaker. You can chase somebody out. So, Honorable Speaker.
But it depends with the motive. But this was not it depends with the motive that you are used to chase. Continue, Honorable Walter.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to seek to amend the report on supplementary estimates for the financial year 2019-2020, Honorable Speaker. The Committee on Budget and Appropriation urges this House to amend the report on supplementary estimates for financial year 2019-2020 as stapled before members on 27 November 2019 as follows. Delete allocations for the following projects and add the respective amount for settling of pending bills as indicated herein. Number 1, Kenya shillings 2 million allocated for the budgets of mechanical.
Honorable Speaker.
Protect me, Honorable Speaker, from.
Let me under what standing order, Honorable Gideon.
I am seeking an inquiry. You don't have to
inquiry,
quote
and then you will continue. Inquire, Gideon.
Yes, can we be supplied with the copy of the?
Yeah.
And protect me from the leader of majority also, Honorable Speaker.
No, the leader of majority is the leader of the government
He's
business.
looking at me with
He's
very
his follower.
suspicious eyes, Honorable Speaker.
You are protected, Honorable Gideon. So you supply with the copies as Honorable Walter continue. Supply with the
inquiry.
Yes, Honorable Swadi.
Yes, I'm just inquiring through you, Honorable Speaker, if Honorable Tenor is in order to give an amendment. Is this amendment for the report, or it is an amendment for the supplementary budget? Because we still have first reading, second reading, and the all house, and also third reading. It's just that's an inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Inquiry, and then Honorable Fred.
Kipengele namba 82, Mheshimiwa Spika, inasema wazi wakati mtu yeyote anasimama kwa hoja fulani lazima atache kipengele, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Swadi hajataja kipengele, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable members, it is necessary. That is why you see most of us, we are quiet. Most of the members, when you don't quote the necessary standing orders, let us just freeze until you know the standing order to quote. Understanding order number 1, Honorable Swadi.
Honorable Speaker, that is inquiry. I'm not standing on a point of order. If it is a point of order, then you go to standing order. This is just an inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
So inquiry and information.
Uchulishaji, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Ningependa kuchulisha bunge ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Swati akasema ameuliza Mheshimiwa ako kwa hoja. Unajua ukiuliza ako kwa hoja, hiyo hoja ni damu, Mheshimiwa Spika. Hawezi ongea hivyo, Mheshimiwa Spika, kulingana na sheria.
Information, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Gideon, today members we are learning.
I want to inform the Honorable, my colleague,
Honorable
Fred, that Honorable Swadi sought an inquiry whether the Honorable member is properly guided to move an amendment on a report that he has presented himself.
Yeah.
That is an inquiry.
Okay, Honorable Swadi, information you saw is that as he gives the amendment on how the money was being reallocated, I think so that after that one now we go for appropriation bill. Because that amendment, we are supposed to debate the amendment for the member, whether we are allowed to do the same. So it is in order for him to move the amendment. And then after that, now we debate the amendment, whether we are in agreement with the chairman for the budget. So,
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable.
Have you given me the chance?
There?
Okay, Honorable Speaker. How can a chairman present a report? Then after that report, you go to appropriation bill without without following the due steps. That first reading, which was already passed. Second reading, third reading, the whole house, committee of the whole house, before we pass this, before we go to appropriation bill. Why are we jumping to appropriation bill before we go to even the committee of the whole house?
Honorable members, stand guided, honorable members, that the honorable member, we are not in appropriation bill. We are in motion number 8. Before we put the question, there's an amendment from the honorable chair for the same before we move to the next order. So we are still in order number 8 about the Committee on Appropriation and Budget and Account Supplementary for amendment. And then we move to the next. So you are in order, Honorable Chairman. Then you move very fast, Honorable Chairman. I've seen you are not busy today. Maybe you are overwhelmed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm well, Honorable Speaker. And I think Honorable Swati was a bit confused, Honorable Speaker. He was saying we are in the appropriation bill. Yet I was passing an amendment on the supplementary estimates financially year 2019-2020, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, I wish again to seek a motion to amend the report on supplementary estimates for the financial year 2019-20. The Committee on Budget and Appropriation urges this House to amend the report on supplementary estimates for financial year 2019-2020 as tabled before members on 27 November 2019 as follows. Delete allocations for the following projects and add the respective amount for settling of pending bills as indicated.
Habari Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Fred, information.
Ningependa kupata habari vile Mheshimiwa Swati ameuliza. Mheshimiwa Swati ako haki Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa sababu saa hii Mheshimiwa ameenda supplementary budget. Appropriation bill wewe hujaidhinisha Mheshimiwa Spika. Na tayari mswada inaendelea Mheshimiwa Spika. Tuko kwa hoja namba 8 Mheshimiwa Spika. Tayari yako kwa hoja namba 9 Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Swati yako right Mheshimiwa Spika.
We are in order number 8, honorable members. Before Honorable Swati, it comes to number 9. We are still in number 8 about, we are now amending the supplementary by deleting some objects from the same. And then we go to now number 9 as Fred has said. So Honorable Walder is in order to give amendment on the same. Honorable Chair, you need to console in Loton. You are consoling or you are just giving and then you will ask Honorable Fred later on.
No, I was teaching Honorable Fred, Honorable Speaker. I was not consoling, but I was teaching him we are not in, I was guiding him. So I think it's probably guided, Honorable Speaker, that we are not in appropriation bill. We are in supplementary. That is motion number 8, Honorable Speaker, and I was seeking amendment. So allow me to continue, Honorable Speaker. That delete allocations for the following projects and add the respective amount for settling of pending bills as indicated herein. Number 1, Kenya shillings 2 million allocated for purchase of mechanical toolboxes. Kenya shillings 3 million allocated for purchase of high pressure car wash machines, and Kenya shillings 10 million allocated for fencing of motor and athletics training and encapsulate under for D4417. Number 2, budgets of coffee seats allocated Kenya shillings 4 million under for D4415, agriculture and cooperative development. Number 3, development of Nandi tourism circuit allocated Kenya shillings 3 million, and development of Kamatrigo People's Park of Kenya shillings 4 million and 90,000 under for D4416. And number 4, spring protection and distribution of clean water in each ward county youth service allocated Kenya shillings 24,482,451 under for D4419. Number 5, the county youth service labor contracts allocated Kenya shillings 30 million under for D4420. Number 6, establishment of fresh produce markets allocated Kenya shillings 5 million under for D4421. Number 7, part acquisition of dam site allocated Kenya shillings 10 million under for D4413. That the allocation of the following projects be reduced as follows. Number 1, construction of appropriation blocks within the markets allocated Kenya shillings 8.5 million be reduced by Kenya shillings 5 million under for D4412. Number 2, wetlands conservation, environment protection, mapping and tree planting be reduced by Kenya shillings 6 million under for D4419, land, environment and natural resources. Number 3, development of Nandi special plan be reduced by Kenya shillings 5 million under for D4419. That the emergency bridges and culverts works allocated Kenya shillings 10 million be reduced by Kenya shillings 2 million under for D4420 for operational of milk cooling plants. And that the allocation of Kenya shillings 2 million allocation for construction of Simbi dispensary be reallocated to Kipkoror dispensary in the same ward for construction of septic tank plus center pit, equipping and fencing of the maternity wing under 40D 4414. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and I call Honorable Robert Kirwa to second.
Now, honorable members, I now propose I've been seconded by Honorable Kirwa. I now propose that this House adopt a report on the County Budget and Appropriation Committee on Nandi County Supplementary estimate laid on the House passed with amendment be discussed. Honorable Hilary.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the adoption of this report with amendments. Mr. Speaker, the reason why we budget is because we have limited resources. It can never be enough. Like my colleague, Honorable Fred, mentioned, that because we are unable to pay everything, then we should stop there. It is not true. Resources are always limited. They can never be enough. That is why we do a budget and prioritize. And midway, we look at what is feasible and what is not feasible, and we do adjustment. And it is normal for everybody, including institutions like us. So, Mr. Speaker, I support this supplementary budget with amendments. Thank you.
Honorable Gideon.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to oppose this amendment. Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is so unfortunate, Mr. Speaker, that on these amendments, we are touching very key projects that affects our workers, the MCS, especially in our wards. Mr. Speaker, it will be so ridiculous for me to support the removal of 24 million meant for water spring protection across the wards in favor of a pending bill or rather a project that is not in my ward. Honorable Speaker, it is so ridiculous that I support an amendment seeking to reduce the allocation for culverts and bridges in the wards. Mr. Speaker, in the same supplementary budget, Mr. Speaker, that we have been presented, pending bills for lands, environment, natural resources has been reduced by 30 million and reallocated to various projects. Then, Mr. Speaker, the same reduced cost, the rest of the projects that are meant to be in the ward level has been also been reduced, Mr. Speaker. So let me register my position to oppose this particular amendment. In a nutshell, Mr. Speaker, it is saying that what we need to do is focus on the current ongoing dispensaries that are 1819 as the only project, and RMLF as the only project, because if it is reducing from the 5 million allocated for water projects, then, Mr. Speaker, it will be ridiculous for me to support such a reduction. In the same amendment, Mr. Speaker, even the allocation for emergency case, culverts and bridges has also been reduced. And the last one that I've captured here is this house is in receipt of Nandi County Youth Service Bill. It has gone to public participation. It is set for approval by this particular assembly. The allocation of 30 million that had been presented in the supplementary would have gone into assisting the youths at the ward level in this particular exercise. So that one, even if we approve the Nandi County Youth Service bill into an act, it will be rendered useless because there will be no funds.
Information, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable. What's the information, Honorable Sarem?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to inform my colleague, Honorable Member for Nandi Hills, that when we have a law, it is a law. If it is not operationalized immediately due to funds, it will be done so in future when there are funds. So we will approve the bill on the basis of its merit, on the substance of the law, but not as to whether funds will be available or not. It will remain to be a law as long as it stands. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Let Honorable Fred.
Ningependa kupata taarifa kwa mheshimiwa mwenye ameongea, kwa sababu kipengele namba 90 anasema thibitisha yale unasema, Mheshimiwa Spika. Yeye anaongea tu, ni sheria gani anaongea juu yake, Mheshimiwa Spika?
Honorable Gideon.
Thank you for the information, Honorable Hilary Sarem. But I think it was pointless to raise that information because it does not apply anywhere in my statement, because I've talked of operational. The reason as to why we bring about motions or bills in this house is to be able to assist this charge of responsibility at the ward level. So it will be pointless to approve a law here that we have already struck off the funds.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, what is it, Honorable Majority?
I support Honorable Gideon, Honorable Speaker, but the only challenge is that that bill is not yet passed in this House, Honorable Speaker. Maybe after we've passed that bill, Honorable Speaker, when supplementary comes, we can now allocate money for those youths. Otherwise, we support our youths.
I think that information is so critical from the leader of majority.
And I hope you know that when the leader of majority says that is the government. So you continue.
I think the chair, you are taking sides and you do be guiding us the debate. So anyway, I don't want to. So as I was saying, Mr. Speaker, I clearly, the report, the supplementary that had been presented to us captured the use of Nandi, the issue of Nandi County Youth Service, the issue of, and among other things here. But this particular amendment that Honorable Walter just brought, Mr. Speaker, negates almost a bigger chunk of the report itself that he has presented to this House. So I register my opposition to this particular amendment. I would have supported some of the parts here raised, but now that there is one amendment, Mr. Speaker, allow me to register my opposition to this particular amendment.
Honorable Fred, Honorable Gideon, before Honorable Fred, I hope Honorable Gideon, you are one of the senior legislators in this House. You know that with the money bill, you either pass with amendment or you pass the way it is. So I know you know what you are supposed to do as when you are saying, because this is what we are supposed to appropriate the state amount. Honorable Fred.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Nimesimama kupinga hii marekebisho Mheshimiwa Spika. Ya kwanza Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna pesa inatoka kama Targui People's Park. Mawaziri walienda pale wakafanya public participation. Sisi tumeenda tumefanya Mheshimiwa Spika. Na tayari sasa inatolewa Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, unajua nimejaribu kuambia waheshimiwa wafikirie mzuri. Ile pesa inatolewa ni ile wananchi wanatoa imewekwa. Na watauliza. Kwa sababu sisi kama waheshimiwa tulienda pale, wananchi wametuliza mlete, na saa hii tunatoa Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, tungekaa chini kwa hii hoja Mheshimiwa Spika, tuangalie, kwa sababu hii tumepaki na mwaka moja. Na nafikiria rafiki yangu, mwalimu wangu, Mheshimiwa Kaptuma alikuwa ananiambia jua imeteremka. Jua imefika saa 10 Mheshimiwa Spika. Hii wakati tunatoa pesa, siku gani tutaweka Mheshimiwa Spika? Kwa sababu hata kwa ile wakati mwingine nilikuwa Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna pesa
Honorable Fred, umesema kwamba jua imeteremka, karibu ufafanua. Unajua hatuwezi jua inateremka namna gani, Honorable Fred? Elezea sisi.
Mheshimiwa Spika, asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Unajua tulifika hapa mwaka 2017. Tuko kwa mwaka 2020. Imebaki mwaka moja Mheshimiwa Spika, tuende nyumbani ama turudi hapa Mheshimiwa Spika. Ndio ningependa kuambia
information, Mr. Speaker.
What is the information, Honorable
Serem.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I rise to inform the House, Mr. Speaker, and in particular my two colleagues who are opposing this, that where we stand now, payment of pending bills determine any other release of money for any other project you can imagine of. So what the members should be telling us is where else can we reduce so that we leave the 24 million and the 4.09 million. Otherwise, as we stand, for us to pass, for us to enact, for us to implement any other project, we must pass the supplementary budget and allocate money for pending bills. It is a directive and members know that.
Point of inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Information. Point of inquiry, Honorable Kipkurui.
Information. Honorable Speaker, I would wish to inquire from the member of Chemase that is this the first time that we are talking about pending bills? Because Honorable Speaker, he needs to be able to tell us the emergency it is now on pending bills that we have to forfeit and forego projects like it is the first time. So Honorable Speaker, can he confirm whether it's the first time that we are in a crisis on pending bills?
Information, Mr. Speaker.
Information. Want to inform Honorable Swadi?
I just want to inform the honorable member who is my vice chairman that nobody is refusing to pay pending bills. But we must consult and see where to remove money, but not the money which has been allocated to our ward. We have flagship projects. We have flagship project which should be removed from that ward and pay the pending bills. Nobody is refusing, but not that money which has been allocated to do water in my ward, to do roads in my ward. Then you are removing that we must pay a pending bill. Nobody is refusing, but we must consult and see where to remove the money. We have so many wards where we can remove the money, but not in the allocated for wards.
Honorable Chemase.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think the question that my chair is now putting across is what I was basically saying, that they should tell us where else can we remove this money. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, to respond to my
Inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Inquiry.
Let me respond. What point is the honorable member standing on? Can you just agree with you don't stand and say I agree with what Honorable Swadi has said. Whether you are informing us, you are seeking information, or you want to challenge that he is out of order.
Mr. Speaker.
What point is the honorable member?
No, Honorable Serem, you are supposed to be freeze because honorable. Well, we don't have two members at the same time. So now you are quoting what standing order?
Mr. Speaker, you allowed me to respond to what my colleagues were.
Under information or inquiry?
Yes.
You are informing your chair.
So I was clarifying.
But I don't think whether this is a committee level, but it should be alone. It is not the directive between the two committee level. So I think you are supposed to think as a member of Kabwareng. This is not big and committee.
So, Mr. Speaker, I haven't finished clarifying the issues that have been asked. That, Mr. Speaker. So the point is, let honorable members tell us where else we can get the money.
Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Gideon?
Honorable Speaker, I have inquired on what point
you was talking on informing
clarifying.
the chairman.
Who is clarifying who?
You was talking on the point of information. And you wanted to inform the chair. That's why I was saying this is not a committee level. That the chairman and the chairman and the vice are just asking themselves. Maybe they have a problem with the issues. I don't know. But now you can inform the house, not the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes. Secondly, honorable member for Tinderet has asked me directly as to whether this is the first time we're handling pending bills. The House is aware this is not the first time. However, my opinion as a member of this House and a concerned member who represents the people of Chebase and Shemelil is that this time round, the pending bills have been focused by the Treasury in a more determined way that we risk losing our shareable revenue. So that is why it has become an issue of all of us. It's a concern now.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Under what's standing order, Honorable Kipkurui?
Honorable Speaker, I seek to understand.
Which order, Honorable Kipkurui?
Honorable Speaker, the honorable member for Kapsa will tell you standing order number 90, Honorable Speaker. On the facts, on statement of facts, Honorable Speaker, the member for Chemase is saying that the control of budget and treasury are going to freeze our shareholder revenue. However, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, when we were adopting the budget financial year 1918-19, the chairman for budget can confirm that there was a circular instructing and advising the CEC for finance then to prioritize pending bills. So, Honorable Speaker, the letter that we've gotten from Treasury is not the first. We've gotten a letter before instructing the CEC for finance to prioritize. And we did prioritize, Honorable Speaker. So I don't think, Honorable Speaker, the member for Chemase is right to misguide this Honorable House.
Point of information, Honorable.
Information, Honorable Majority.
I agree with Honorable Kipkuri, but it has reached a point of no return. We are now correcting the mistakes maybe that we did.
I remember Majority. Honorable Fred. Kipkuri, I hope you have answered. Honorable Fred.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, nilikuwa nikiambia Mheshimiwa kwamba muangalie mzuri kwa sababu yale yote tunatoa hapa ni ile kasi tulikuwa tumeweka Mheshimiwa Spika. Na pia Mheshimiwa Spika, juzi nilikuwa nauliza Mheshimiwa Gavana ya kwamba umepanda mahindi. Mahindi imeiva. Utabomoa nyumba ujenge store. Ni vile serikali inafanya sahihi. Anabomoa nyumba yake anaenda kujenga store Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa sababu juzi niliona walitoa pesa ya soko wakaweka kwa barabara. Ndio hii naona natoa pesa hii wanalipa deni Mheshimiwa Spika. Nitawaambia Mheshimiwa waandike siku ya leo. Ikiwa hii pesa itatolewa iende iweko pale, tukue tayari kwenda nyumbani ama ujitetee kwa kushika kamba. Mheshimiwa Spika, unajua Mheshimiwa Spika, wale wanaomba kiti, kuna watu wanaomba kiti yangu ya Kapsabet. Wengi wanangoja makosa kidogo Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes, Honorable Singoe. Honorable information.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kwa kunipatia nafasi. Mimi nauliza Bwana Fred ya kwamba kwani kila siku tuko wapi? Tuko nyumbani, kwani iko shida gani? Kwa sababu
Honorable Fred.
Unajua Mheshimiwa Spika, ukiangalia mimi na Mheshimiwa rafiki yangu pale, yeye ameritaya tayari Mheshimiwa Spika. Yeye hana haja, yeye ameamua kwenda nyumbani kubaki. Mtu amekuwa kwa uongozi miaka 20 Mheshimiwa Spika. Ni tofauti na mimi Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi watoto wangu ni wadogo.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, what is it Honorable?
Bwana Speaker, ningependa kujitetea kwa kushika kamba lakini sijui inamaanisha nini. Mheshimiwa Fred kidogo tu afafanue kushika kamba, labda hiyo ni rahisi kuliko hii ya kwenda kwa wananchi. Atueleze kujitetea kushika kamba ni kufanya nini?
Nitawafundisha tu. Sasa ile umekosa kazi, kama una kazi, tumia akili yako ya kusaliwa kufanya siasa. Siasa ni kazi na ni mdomo. Mheshimiwa Spika, unajua Mheshimiwa Chemase, hakuna kitu hata moja imetolewa kwa wadi yake. Hakuna hata kitu moja. Nimefuatilia. Yeye anasema tufanyeni hivi kwa sababu tayari tumeumia Mheshimiwa Spika. Mimi nikiongea kwa hii marekebisho kama Tarugui imewekwa milioni 4 imetolewa. Na Mheshimiwa Nandi tayari lazima ajitetee kwa sababu yeye ametumwa, mimi nimetumwa na watu ya Kapsabet, Mheshimiwa wengine watu wametumwa kwa wadi yake. Tungependa kuomba Mheshimiwa, ukiangalia mwingine akininia kwa tayari. Kwa sababu tayari tunalia wale tumenyanyaswa na wale wanafurahi hawajafanywa hivyo. Kesho itafika kwako. Tutaunga mkono Mheshimiwa Spika. Ningeomba Mheshimiwa, hii kitu tutupilie mbali. Hoja ya pesa inarudiwa saa yote. Tunaweza tupilia leo walete kesho. Ama tungeomba Mheshimiwa Spika usiidhinishe hoja Mheshimiwa Spika, angalau tuongee juu yake. Kufika wiki ujao Mheshimiwa Spika tunaweza amua kupitisha Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa sababu lazima tuongeleshe na wananchi Mheshimiwa Spika. Siunge mkono Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Kirongo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would want to support this motion with the amendment. Mr. Speaker, I want honorable members to be honest, because when we were passing the motion a day before yesterday, the motion that were brought by Honorable Mengech, I said that was a motion of bending bills. I indicated very well that yes, let us pass this motion, Mr. Speaker, but at some point, we'll have to, it will be painful for us paying some of the bending bills. The reason is, and Honorable Mengech quoted some of the directive from the CS Treasury in Nairobi, that by 1st of November, any county and Nandi included, that was listed 15, that among those counties that have not shown any sign of pending bills will not receive any cent. Mr. Speaker, we rather sacrifice this and we get other money coming than for us, Mr. Speaker, saying that we don't pass this with amendment and we miss everything. Mr. Speaker, I want us to support the chair and his team for such amendment so that, Mr. Speaker, we will realize some of development going forward. Mr. Speaker, it will be prudent for us that we accept this. And by 1st March, Mr. Speaker, going forward, we get our money from Treasury. Failing to pass this, Mr. Speaker, I think we'll be doing injustice to our people. Mr. Speaker, I really support this, and I want to urge honorable members that kindly, the way we were discussing that motion by Honorable Mengage, that let us pay the bills. We did it. And by doing so, Mr. Speaker, this is how we can, this is the only way we are going to do it, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I kindly ask honorable members, I know we are going to miss 1, 2, 3 from our words, but to me, it is even reprieve because we still have other monies for roads. We still have other monies, Mr. Speaker, for health. We still have other monies for agriculture. We have to sacrifice for this, for that we realize some of the development going on in our country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Willie Maru.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand to support. Mr. Speaker, let me inform the House that the face of the development in this county is the contractors. The same contractors are the same people waiting for these pending bills. Majority of our projects are stalled because the contractors right now don't have the capacity. The banks have stopped giving loans for the constructions. So, Mr. Speaker, if we don't release these pending bills, besides the Treasury stopping us, we are already on our necks, besides the Treasury holding the money. Because I know the majority of projects are stalled because the contractors have no capacity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Clara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I rise to support this amendment. Honorable Speaker, it is better for this House to accept to forfeit 125 million so that it can be able to get the shareable revenue at the end of, at the beginning of December. Honorable members, accept to forfeit these projects. I can see how the SG is looking at me, but at least that in 1st of December, you'll be able to smile again. I believe another supplementary estimates can be done and you will be able to get back your projects. Honorable Speaker, I support.
The Secretary General.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to begin from where the Honorable Member Clara left. Forfeit. Forfeit, Honorable Speaker, technically means you forgo. And if you extrapolate, Honorable Speaker, when you forfeit something, it's in anticipation for something else. The Honorable Speaker, there is only one sure thing that when you forfeit the projects in your ward, you will get is being sent packing. Honorable Speaker, I also want to start by what the member for Chemase was asking. That now that we are asking ourselves, when we allow funds from projects in water and in roads. More specifically, I'm interested about the two, because those ones are the ones which have been touched, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, protect me from the member for Kapsabet.
Honorable Fred, consult with, in low tone with Honorable Clara.
Honorable Speaker, the honorable member for Chemasa has asked clearly a very good question. Show us where else to get the money, and I will show him. Honorable Speaker, when you look at the supplementary budget submitted, it is not paged, Honorable Speaker, but it is 6.1, financial year 1920. I would rather, Honorable Speaker, instead of losing what the member for Nandi has said, we had approved 88,673,522 for lands, environment, and natural resources. We want to forfeit money to be left with 56,673,522. So we are forfeiting 30 million. Where else can we get this money? Honorable Speaker, such times call for a lot of serious measures. I would rather, Honorable Speaker, we forfeit the bread, the butter, and the tea that our staff are consuming, but at the end of the day, provide water for our public. I would rather, Honorable Speaker, we forfeit the allowances, or what they have been entitled here as contracted professional consultancy. Instead of consulting professionals, let us consult our electorate. Honorable Speaker, I want to direct all of us to an item. This should be under, it's titled item 40 on Headquarters Catering Services Board Committee Conferences and Seminars that had a lot of money there, Honorable Speaker. We had been allocated 19 million. We should completely take out that money, Honorable Speaker, and be left with money for water. So, Honorable Speaker, if the member of Cabinet is paying attention, save for being drawn attention by his colleagues from the same ward, Honorable Speaker, he would listen keenly to where I'm referring him to. So that, Honorable Speaker, we save our projects. The amount of money that it doesn't look much. However, Honorable Speaker, I'm also perturbed. When you go to page, Honorable Members, I will draw your serious attention to this. While we are saying we are forfeiting all our projects, there is, I would have wished that this would have been paged, Honorable Speaker. I would have been able to make quick reference. But it has no pages. Anyhow, I will read. That further, the CEC member requests this county assembly to introduce 7 new recurrent expenditure programs totaling 41,700,000. Of interest, Honorable Speaker, is economic item. Redefined fuels and lubricants, 100,000 economic item, 2210,101 basic salaries, Kapsabet municipality, and then Kenya shillings 41 million economic item, 22,105,04 advertising and awareness. Honorable Speaker, the honorable member for Kabiri is trying to distract the member for Kapsabet from listening to this. But honorable member for Kapsabet, I would urge you to really keenly listen to this. That Kapsabet municipality here is mentioned, and it is not clear. And I would be seeking that the member for Kabiet, the chairman for budget, clarifies this statement, that paragraph, that is talking of new recurrent expenditures, talking about 41 million, and on UDGs and UIG funds. Contracted guards cleaning, 150,000. Economic item. You see, Honorable Speaker, and funds Kenya shillings, blank. I think, Honorable Speaker, the member for Kapsabet should be very much interested, and the members who are within the municipality, that there is a possibility that as much as all of us are losing water projects and bridges and culverts, you might lose more. Honorable Speaker, when you look at...
Chulishaji, Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Ningependa kuchulisha rafiki yangu kiranja wa bajeti ya kwamba pesa ya KUSP hairekebishwi bungeni, Mheshimiwa Speaker. Iko na bodi yake. Hiyo ndio itafanya hata mtu akienda kotini itakuja simamisha kila kitu.
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Walter by Honorable Fred.
Honorable Speaker, now there are serious issues here. While all projects have been indicated that those which have not been contracted shall forfeit their money, Honorable Speaker. Honorable members, listen to this. The members of the Committee on Budget and Appropriation agreed that Nandi County Supplementary Estimate number 1, 1920 shall be approved by this House subject to the following amendments. Member for Nandils, sit up. That the allocation for Amai Water Project in Chemundu, totaling 4.2 million in approved financial year, 3.2 million be transferred to Nandi Primary School Water Project and 1 million to remain funding Amai Water Project. That Kenya shilling 600,000 allocation for construction of cattle dip in Chemundu Ward be deleted in approved budget 1920 and replaced with construction of Amai and water supply area T-sheds. That shillings 4.2 million allocation for Gao water project in Chepkumnya Ward be deleted in the approved budget 1920 and be replaced with Korgor water project at shillings 4 million. And laying of pipes at Burende, Kaptamod at shillings 200,000. When we say we all forfeit, member for Nandils, when we are all forfeiting, it is not paged. When we are forfeiting, it will have been very important to enumerate what each ward will be left with. But there are only two wards that have been indicated to be left for water. The document here, I'm chair, I think, allow me to pass this around. Mr. Speaker.
Maybe
it's not paged.
Point of information, Mr.
Yes,
Speaker.
let it grow.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker. I don't know what is wrong with the Honorable Member for Tinred, Mr. Speaker. The Honorable for Chemundu Kabngetuny is not complaining. He is the one who has brought amendment of his own projects. You should not worry about other words, Honorable Member for Tinred. Worry about your word.
Well put.
I hope Honorable Jepkwanya, also Honorable Chair, about the amendment for the water for Kabngetuny and Chepkumya Korkor. I want you to, is it in the supplementary budget or it was just transferring so that you can ask, or so that Honorable Kipkuru can invent a position whether the money allocated for water in every department was removed so that you can continue Kipkuru.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Actually, the leader of majority has said it very well. I should be worried about Tinderet. I should be worried about what goes to Tinderet. That is why I said the chairman for budget needs to be very clear that the amendments that are appearing for the two wards, does it affect other wards? Now that we are transferring money from Department of Water, and we have not been told we are transferring what specific item in Department of Water. So that tomorrow the member for Chemase himself does not wake up and realize that the amount of money that he had allocated for Project X in Chemase is gone. That is what I'm saying, Honorable Speaker. So it is no different from what the leader of majority is asking. Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable? I've seen you standing.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just
you want to inform who?
Inform the member for Tinderet. Members it is not that the member for Chemasa would want to forfeit his projects. But if it is cutting across all of us, for me to give out 1 and get 3, I will do that. The 24 million that is captured under item 4 is as a result of summing up 816,000 that was in every ward. If you multiply that by 30 wards, that is the figure. There was a figure of 816,000 that actually when we were budgeting, that funds was allocated as water generally. But then it had to be captured by item before uploading to the COB. And the budget committee saw it fit to name it spring protections, 816,000 multiplied by 30. There were some figures on top. If you multiply by 30, you get 24. So it cuts across all the 30 wards. Now, about the emergency, this is how I look at it, members. It's my opinion, it's my mind. 10 million was for emergency culverts. Members, we understand what we mean by emergency, contingency, and foreseen circumstance. It was not the actual we have for the culverts, but this one now was for anything that will arise. I know we have contingency funds. If members for us to remove 8 million from an emergency kit, for us, thank you.
Inquiry on the Boswadi.
No, she has just sat down because she was not informing, she was contributing.
Yeah.
Can you leave Honorable Kapkuri to finish and then we continue what contributing?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think there is one thing that the Honorable Member for Chemase is trying to do. Well, we agree, he is an accountant. We are mathematicians. When he tells us that 816 was dragged from every ward, you should be very careful. Because technically, Honorable Speaker, this budget 1920 approved meant that, and all of us remember members, each ward was getting 4.2 million. So by forfeiting 816, we have come down. If the statement by the Honorable Member for Jamasa is right, and it is clearly coming out from what I have read, the member for Chemun.
Information.
Yes, Honorable Gideon, information.
Let me inform my colleague, the Honorable Leader, self-proclaimed Leader of Marginalized, Honorable Kruje Point, that the budget that we passed in this House had an allocation of 4.2 million per ward for water projects, and there was an amendment that was brought by the Honorable Mengech for an additional 24 million to the Department of Water for purposes of water projects in the ward again. That is what the Honorable Jamasa was talking about, as that was captured as spring protection to cover the entire ward. If you divided that by 30, you will get an 800. So Jamasa is right. That is why some of us who opposed this amendment said we do not want to forfeit 816,000. And we have some projects we are working with the Honorable Leader of Majority that we did politically to solve a problem. In fact, those funds I am protecting is meant to assist the project that is.
Honorable information.
Let him clear what he was talking, and then you
information.
It is urgent,
Before you complete,
majority.
it is very urgent, Honorable Speaker.
Not urgent. How urgent is it? To let him
It is
clear.
sensitive. It is sensitive.
Okay, Honorable Majority.
You know, he wants to take an advantage, Honorable Speaker. You know, his electorate, Honorable Speaker, were on his neck. And out of my good friendship with him, I forfeited my pipes and my money around 500,000, Honorable Speaker, to give him. He now wants to settle the scores here, Honorable Speaker. Ensure my money will be back, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, local arrangement. Honorable Gideon and Honorable Kipkirujep. Honorable Gideon, I think you inform Honorable Jepkwan. You know, Honorable Jepkwan, our Secretary General, has been away for long. And next time I will agitate that when you are the majority.
Honorable Speaker, I am well advised. However, you know, Honorable Speaker, You see, the member for Chemaze has walked out. He knows what I was going to say. Because he was misguiding the House. The person who has rightfully stated clearly is the member for Nandi. The member for Chemaze has consistently been misguiding this House. And that's why I was saying he wants to use wrongly the knowledge of accounting that he has to misguide us. But now, my layman, my colleague layman, brother Fizis here, honorable member for Nandils, has really clarified. That's why he's walked out. So I will leave at that, Honorable Speaker. However, Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, I would want to say this, that the member, the leader of majority has said that it is beyond. Yes, it is beyond. How did we get here? Did we get to know that we were going to be here? Yes, we knew. What did we do about it? We kept postponing our problems. Honorable Speaker, when we were doing the first supplementary budget 17-18, myself and a few members insisted that we prioritize payment of pending bills. We even insisted that that be a condition led by the chair of budget himself, the Honorable Walter Teno. We suspended the approval or adoption of supplementary budget, and we gave 13 conditions. Among the conditions we gave, Honorable Speaker, was that the pending bills, the list of contractors which are owed by the county, be supplied. That did not happen, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in 18-19 budget, pending bills became a discussion. Again, the member, Clara, told us that we forfeit. We forfeited payment of bills. Now we are where we are, Honorable Speaker. The painful truth is very simple, Honorable Speaker. The chair for budget will tell you this, that yes, we want to pay pending bills. Whether we like or not, we will pay pending bills. However, the pending bills that we are paying are accumulated from 16, 17.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Standing order number 96, Honorable Speaker. No member may speak in a debate on bills, session papers, motions, or report committee for more than 20 minutes, Honorable Speaker. He has spoken for 22 minutes, Honorable Speaker. And as Majority Leader, I'm not ready to donate my minutes, Honorable Speaker, to the Honorable Member. So,
Honorable Speaker.
Maybe Honorable Majority, maybe Kipkirui was interrupted by information. So maybe some about 3 minutes.
Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Gideon?
I want to inquire from you to give guidance, Honorable Chair, Speaker, whether the Honorable Leader of Majority has converted and left his role as the Leader of Majority and become a timekeeper in this House, Honorable Speaker, which we don't have.
You are true, Honorable Gideon. The Majority Leader is not the timekeeper of the House. But you want to inform the Speaker.
Honorable Speaker. I have a right, Honorable Speaker, to ask. That is why it is indicated in the standing order. And our clerks are just relaxed and they are supposed to have
Honorable Majority. I've ruled on majority that Kipkirui, in fact, it is 22 minutes or not 20 minutes, but it was interrupted by information. So I think Kipkirui has stated that he knows that he is also supposed to be winding. So please, you wind up, Honorable the Secretary General.
Honorable Speaker, the Leader of Majority should be informed that 20 minutes is 20 uninterrupted continuous minutes. So, Honorable Speaker, when I'm interrupted by him and my friends, you should be able to also be timing the interruptions and the amount it takes. Honorable Speaker, as I was saying, we are here. And one of the leaders in this county once told us, when the time comes for us to go down, we will all go down. Financial year 17-18, we have a pending bill. 18-19, we have a pending bill. Now, all those cumulated, we have been compelled. It has been indicated by Treasury that without clearing those pending bills, then we are not going to get any withdrawals from the treasury. Honorable Speaker, what also that means is very simple. And I will tell the honorable members to tighten up and belt up. The ride is going to be very rough. Because, Honorable Speaker, yes, we want to pay pending bills. We will pay pending bills. And for faith, Honorable Clara, for faith, the development for this financial year and pay the bills. Then it means, Honorable Speaker, the projects.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Chairman, budget, you inform the House.
Is it in order for Honorable Leonard Friend, Secretary General, to lie to this House that we are forfeiting development money? Yet we haven't. Like in water, we haven't touched any money, Honorable Speaker, going to what? In agriculture, we haven't touched any money going to dips. In roads, Honorable Speaker, we haven't touched any money.
I hope the Secretary General, you have been informed.
Information, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Gideon.
Mr. Speaker, I want to inform my colleague, the Honorable Walter Teno, the Chair Budget, Mr. Speaker, that he is misleading the House by claiming that there is no money that has been touched that is going to the wards. We have now been discussing 816. It is going to the wards. We have a reduction has been done on hire of machinery from 60 to 45 million. That is going to the wards. And the rest of the likes, Honorable Speaker. So I think Honorable Krui is right by saying that we are forfeiting some of, not all the projects, but some of the projects that would have been done in the ward.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Kipkirui, I hope you need to wind up because this
I would be winding, Honorable Speaker.
A substantive motion.
I would be winding up,
this was a
Honorable
motion of amendment, so you can wind up so that we can go to the real motion.
Honorable Speaker, I would be winding up, save for the interruptions that I'm getting, Honorable Speaker, and it is painful when the mover of a motion to transfer money from a development vote says it is not right. Honorable Speaker, the only thing that we are saying is, in this Honorable House, I had the Honorable Member Cynthia the last session saying that we have chosen either to be blindfolded or we choose to look and not see. It is true that we are losing development votes or development money. As per to the extent and the amount that we will lose is a subject of discussion. Honorable Speaker, I want also to serve notice then here that by so doing, let us be prepared that next financial year, we are going now to be paying pending bills of this financial year. And that is the basic truth. And if the leader, if the chairman of budget would want to dispute that, Honorable Speaker, I will be here, God willing, to remind him when I see a budget line indicated pending bills. Honorable Speaker, it is our responsibility as leaders, it is our responsibility as legislators to ensure that what needs to be done for the people of Nandi to get services must be done. It is so painful to agree that this be the case. But like the leader of majority said, it's way too gone. I would have expected the chairman for budget, Honorable Speaker, since there was a motion that we indicated that the CC for budget, for finance appears before this assembly next week, to give us the exact status of the pending bills. I would have expected, Honorable Speaker, that we have a very serious discussion and agree that if we have such a huge amount of pending bills, what do we do? Are we going to pay 40, 50%, or we want to pay 100%, so that the money that will be availed next financial year, we can be able to comfortably have development being done in our wards. However, Honorable Speaker, I am of the opinion that as much as we want to forfeit, we really need to look at what we are forfeiting and be in agreement. How much are we forfeiting? And is this going to be the first and the last, or is it going to be the 18 time we are waiting for the 1,000,000 time that we are going to forfeit? Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, as for me and the people of Tinderet, we will remember any day. I am happy that I have not seen any of the projects that had been earmarked by name for Tinderet ward touched. As to the culverts that was supposed to be used or to be done under emergency, like the rains now are happening, Honorable Speaker, and we say we want to forfeit the 10 million, the one advantage I have is I have 4 big rivers in Tinderet. How many culverts do we have that have been done by the county so far? None. So if we are going to have 10 million forfeited, Honorable Speaker, what are we saying? So that we can have a candid talk. The Treasury has said,
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, I hope you need to, your time is over. I was simply giving you so that you wind up. So this is not a substantive motion. And this is only a motion, Honorable Majority Leader. You are supposed to freeze. While the chair, when I'm the speaker, you need to freeze and wait for your time. So this is not a substantive motion. So that we go to the main motion before we put the question. So you can talk on amendment.
On information is a
yes, information, and then you wind up.
The Honorable Member has been cheating us also, Honorable Speaker. That he is saying the 10 million for emergency for culverts has been removed, Mr. Speaker. It is only 2 million that has been removed. Can you be reading? You said, I don't know. Can you read the document before you start commenting? And you are wasting our time. We want other members to start contributing. We cannot be listening to you alone in this house.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Swadi.
Honorable Speaker, with due respect.
Honorable Swadi, yes.
Is the majority leader in order to start lecturing other members, especially our senior most Secretary General of CAF, who is just in order contributing to the motion? Is it in order? Honorable Speaker.
It is not in order, Honorable Swadi, that the majority leader to lecture, not even a senior member, all honorable members. The honorable majority leader is not your work to lecture members. So it is you only to guide. But Honorable Swadi, Honorable majority is stand guided. You can conclude, Honorable.
I am concluding, Honorable Speaker.
In 1 minute.
I will forgive the leader of majority, Honorable Speaker. You know, I understand him. He has too many issues that we need to understand. So, Honorable Speaker, as to whether I have read, Honorable Speaker, he knows very well that I'm amongst the members who read by detail any document that comes here. So, Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, I am saying extra caution should be given when we are forfeiting. The word of the day is forfeiting, Honorable Speaker. That we ensure, as much as we want to pay the pending bills, that development in this county still continues. I am fully supporting that pending bills be paid. Because, Honorable Speaker, I have fought in this Honorable House for pending bills to be paid from 2015. And, Honorable Speaker, I am happy now that some of the members, including the member for Kurgu, are now joining the bandwagon to say, let us pay pending bills. Because, Honorable Speaker, even if you look at the economy, Honorable Speaker, including yourself, Honorable Speaker, if I would remind all of us, Honorable Speaker, for those who are not here, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Speaker, not being a subject of discussion anyway, will tell you today, if you can be able to check around the economy of this county, we are doing badly. And it is because of the money that has been held by government that is not going into circulation. The only question is, the leader of majority will confirm, should be able to commit that within the next 3 months, when we come back from recess, that we will be given status of implementation on pending bills, Honorable Speaker, so that we are not going to be continuing loading one pending bill on top of another, endlessly, Honorable Speaker. And of course, Honorable Speaker, I think at this point, we now understand. You and I, Honorable Speaker, were in the first government. When this government came, they thought the projects that we were implementing at that time, they needed it to be ghost projects. I am happy now that they have been told by Treasury, you must complete those projects before any other new project. And Honorable Speaker, that's not a mean statement. I am in full support that pending bills be paid, but we will not lose development. Thank you.
Honorable Kevolwe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, I oppose this amendment. I giving the reason that, when you touch water, that's a very essential item in my ward, because people really need water and clean water, which implies to healthy environment. Mr. Speaker, being a little bit a senior most member in this county assembly, I can say that we have been passing pending bills in each and every budget that we make, in each and every supplementary that we make. But Mr. Speaker, nobody has ever come in front of us and say that the pending bills that we passed, this one has gone through, this one has gone through. Me, like I myself, I'm in darkness. And I cannot pass each and every time pending bills that I don't know where they are going. Mr. Speaker, the budget committee could have, in fact, I can say they don't know where they can remove the money to fit, maybe to help in giving out these pending bills. Like the environment, I can see number 3. Is it number 3? A little bit, let me see.
Honorable Kevolwe, you are not aware of what you are saying or what?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm aware. I'm trying to organize myself.
Okay. Continue, Honorable Kevolwe.
Mr. Speaker, this is my time. Okay. Give me my time so that I can substantiate what I want to put across here, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, if I can see development as part of plan by reducing 5 million undervotes D449 and wetland environment protecting, mapping, tree planting, reducing by 6 million undervote D419 land environment and natural resource. Mr. Speaker, Kenya Forestry is planting tree. And this one we want to save those contractors. This money could be reduced, all of it. And I repeat, all of it to go and assist on the other side. So, Mr. Speaker, telling me that you are now to deny my ward water in a way that you have removed, even if you don't itemize and say, Kiptuya ward has been deducted all the supply. Mr. Speaker, that one, inquiry. I cannot agree with this thing.
Inquiry, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Grongo, you need to inquire from whom?
From the Speaker,
Honorable Kevolwe.
Honorable Kevolwe, who has just come from BBI meeting from Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, if he's aware of the directive from the Minister from Treasury, Mr. Speaker, I just want to inquire from him whether he is aware of the directive from the CS Treasury.
Information, Honorable Speaker.
I know,
Information, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, information, Honorable
You
Fred.
know, the Honorable Minority Leader is not aware. Our Honorable Member was stranded in Honorable Speaker. And I know maybe the mind has not stabilized, Honorable Speaker.
Inquiry, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable
Inquiry.
members, that's why I told you this is not a that
Inquiry,
emotion.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Gideon.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Gideon and then Honorable Gideon.
I want to inquire from the Honorable Leader of Minority, what kind of directive is he talking about? Is there any document that he has that we don't have in this particular house? Or is just trying to bring about the news that what is happening in social media to the flow of the house?
Honorable Volve, and then Honorable Volve, I hope you substantiate has always been said by Honorable Fred. Honorable Volve.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kujulisha Mheshimiwa Kirongo ya kwamba ule mtu wako na nguvu Kenya hii ni Mheshimiwa Rais. Akitoa uamuzi inafanywa. Uwasiri hawezi toa. Ni maoni Mheshimiwa Spika. Na kipengele namba 90 inasema wazi ya kwamba lazima mtu atipitie yale amesema. Mheshimiwa Kirongo atutupitie kwamba hiyo mambo alikuwa anaongea ametoa wapi. Kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Spika, hapa ni bunge Mheshimiwa Spika. Hapa ni bunge, lazima uthibitishe yale sheria inasema.
Honorable Kirongo, you have been told a basket by Honorable Gideon, Honorable Fred, that those allegations you can substantiate.
Mr. Speaker, I wonder why you want me to substantiate. Yet Honorable Fred, in few minutes ago, Mr. Speaker, he was told to substantiate what he was saying, and he never. Mr. Speaker, the motion that we discussed, which was brought by Honorable Mengech, and he quoted some of the acts. In fact, he said there was directives. And in this assembly, we discussed over the same, Mr. Speaker. Then I want to imagine that if, of course, the motion that we discussed, we passed. Mr. Speaker, there was a directive by CS, and it was on social media. In fact, one of our county, Nandi County was listed among the 15 that had not paid the pending bills. And he said, by 1st December, such counties will not receive funds. That is what I was asking Honorable Kevolwe.
I hope you have
Yes.
said, Honorable Kirongo.
Thank you.
Now, Honorable Kevolwe.
Uchulishaji Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Ningependa kuchulisha Mheshimiwa Kirongo ya kwamba kuna masanati ilikuwa imefungwa kaunti yetu ya Nandi. Mpaka leo haijafungwa kwa sababu ilikuwa maoni ilitolewa Kenya mzima ya kwamba hiyo masanati ifungwe yote. Mpaka sasa Mheshimiwa Spika haijafungwa. Sasa yeye mwenyewe anatuambia mambo gani na alikuwa anajua kwamba kuna hiyo ni mambo ya siasa Mheshimiwa Spika. Sheria inasema yeye mwenyewe atuthibitishe yale mambo anasema kwa sababu ni kulingana na sheria, si niko na mambo ya sheria inasema hivyo.
Fair enough, Honorable Fred. Honorable members, I hope let Honorable Kevolwe wind up, and then this is a substantive motion because it's a motion on amendment, so that we come to the motion on the motion that we are supposed to discuss. Honorable Kevolwe.
Though you have to protect me from unnecessary point of information and necessary.
You are protected, Honorable Kevolwe. You are protected.
You should take charge, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, whatever Honorable Kipkurui has just mentioned in his speech, and what I've just said, if you add that amount, you'll agree with me, your water will be protected among the 30 wards. Mr. Speaker, let me say this. We cannot follow the directive that the Ekuro has given, that we have to, that will be denied funds. Yatani, sorry. Yatani, that will be denied funds if we don't pass, and then we rush and give out what is not supposed to be given out in this honorable house, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, to me, whether I went to Nairobi to support the BBI or not, but what I know, that will be the talk of another day. But I went there, I don't deny, and I know the BBI will go through.
No,
So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, honorable members,
Speaker,
honorable members,
I have one thing.
honorable members, honorable Swati, maybe
one.
in 2 minutes so that we can put the
Not
question.
even 2 minutes, the Honorable Speaker. Thank you. Just 1 minute. I just want to say that pending bills is very important. We passed this pending bills tax force report in our committee for public investment accounts committee some time back. And what I just want to say, Mr. Speaker, is the chairman for budget and the chairman for implementation. This is a very serious matter. When we are passing today this supplementary budget, can you just take your time and in the next few weeks, chairman budget and the chairman implementation, you bring the list of those projects which should be paid in this with this supplementary budget for pending bills, so that we, as the honorable boss, we must be aware which project has been paid for these pending bills according to our tax force report, which we passed in this county assembly. And if they are not going to pay project outside that tax force report, which we passed here, or the resolution here, then that one will be out of order and it will be audit query because it's not in order. That's what I wanted to say. And although Honorable Kewolwe has from Nairobi BBI, but Honorable Leader of Majority is now behaving like Junet in this house, provoking Honorable Kewolwe all the time. Thank you very much.
Okay, honorable members, you know, Honorable Gavorwe has just arrived from Nairobi, maybe some moods, but that is a discussion of another day. Now, honorable members, I now put a question that the motion of amendment by Honorable Walter Teno on supplementary estimate for the year 2019-2020 be adopted. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Walter. What is it, Honorable?
Honorable Speaker, I have not made certain submission here, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me take this opportunity to thank the Committee of Budget. What is it, Honorable Kuri? It's not order, it's contribution.
It is contribution now. We are on a motion on a motion on the report now with amendment.
Yeah.
Now you.
So, I don't know. Protect me from Honorable.
You are protected, Honorable Majority. You are protected, Honorable Swati. I know. Let him make submission. Yes, Honorable Fred.
Kipengele namba 77 Mheshimiwa Spika inasema wazi ya kwamba yale maongeo yote wanaongea kwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimeshangaa majority wetu Mheshimiwa Spika anaongea akiangalia Mheshimiwa Kipuriji kwa Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yeah, Honorable Majority. Today you have been told that you have misbehaved like Honorable Junior in the yesterday BPI.
No,
but
I'm like Murgoman, Honorable Speaker.
Okay,
I'm like Murgoman, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, you are in the mood. Continue, Honorable.
Honorable Speaker, let me take this opportunity to thank the Committee for Budget. They have done a wonderful job, Honorable Speaker. One thing I appreciate is because most of the projects of our wards have not been touched, Mr. Speaker. And I must appreciate the fact that if this is what will be able to clear us from the 15 list of shape, then it is necessary for us to do this, Honorable Speaker. Like somebody has said, most of these contractors are really suffering. Some of them have separated in their families. Why? Is because some of them took some loans, they've not been able to settle. It has been suffering in those families, Honorable Speaker. Some are even depressed. I know of one from my place, Honorable Speaker, who used to take his students to academies. He sold everything that he had to do a contract during the previous government. To date, he has not been paid, Honorable Speaker. I know when we pass this budget, this supplementary budget, we shall be able to save our people. And like Honorable Gupkuru has said, there is no more money circulation in our county. And if we can be able to pay all these pending bills, soon we'll be having enough circulation of money. We'll be able to create even employment for our youths, because when they get this money, they can be able to invest once more. Secondly, I want to thank the committee also for making our cooling plants to operate. Previously, we built the holes for the coolers, but we forgot that there is need for electricity, there is need for toilets. I must appreciate you, the committee, for that, because soon we shall be able to operationalize our cooling plants. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, as much as we are saying we are forfeiting these monies for development, we are not forfeiting, Honorable Speaker, because we are paying a development that was previously done. And some of them are even hanging. They are incomplete. This will give us an opportunity now for those contractors to finish up their work and the projects to be used by our electorate, Honorable Speaker. Otherwise, Honorable Gupkuru, I know you've been in front fighting for these pending bills. But I told you, ujanja ya, like somebody, I quote, yani. Ujanja ya nyani, kuna mali inaishia. And we must appreciate that now.
Well, how do you refer? Honorable majority, today, I don't know. Well, how do you refer that to Jaja Niano is here, how?
I've been the one who has always been fighting with Honorable Kipkuri. And finally, Honorable Kipkuri, I surrender.
Okay, Honorable Chama, Kemundo Kamwetun.
Thank you, Mr.
Then
Speaker.
people. Honorable members, I hope Honorable Kirwa, I think that is the amendment within your ward.
Yes.
And when you are putting within the ward, we should not all be discussing. So you can put your amendment so that we can insert on what, because you are amending within your ward, not touching the whole county. So you can continue.
So, motion seeking to amend the report on supplementary estimate 2 for the year 2019-2020. I propose that the Department of Land and Environment and Natural Resources, that the amount of 2.1 million allocated to my water project in Kemudu Ward in approved budget of finance.
Information, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
I know my HEPO chairman was not.
Honorable
concentrating.
Kirwa, when another member is on the floor, you need to freeze. You don't collapse, but you freeze. Honorable Gideon.
I think he was not concentrating while we were doing the amendments that we are debating on.
It is included.
It was included in the very issue that is raising, Honorable Speaker. So we are in the main motion. Allow me to contribute.
No, you are not supposed to direct the speaker, Honorable Gideon. Honorable Kirwa, I hope you are guided that your word and your amendment has been captured in the main motion. So what you are seeking for the amendment has already been amended. So I want you stand guided. So Honorable Gideon.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Januarius, you know, when the Honorable Januarius is around, most of us will always be very sharp because we know there is something good somewhere. So Honorable Januarius, let's take a few minutes. You will teach us the few entrepreneurial skills that you have mastered. Honorable Speaker, I wish to contribute to the main motion by the Committee on Budget. Now that, Honorable Speaker, my attempt to oppose the 816 from going out of my ward has been defeated, allow me to, Mr. Speaker, to contribute to the main motion and say, I wish to thank the Committee on Budget for coming up with this report and being frank enough to capture all the aspects as related to this particular supplementary budget. Let me also be on record as saying that it is important that all of us as a county make sure that the pending bills are paid. Mr. Speaker, when we were discussing the other day the issue of pending bills, the motion that was brought by Honorable Mengech, I'm on record that I said we need to support and make sure that the pending bills are paid, the genuine pending bills are paid, because there's Honorable Leader Majority is saying there are some contractors that really are suffering because of this lack of payment. And as Honorable Leader Majority has also said, he quoted that, I don't know whom he was referring to or what he was referring to, but he quoted the fact that ujanja wanyane uishia jangwani. I don't know, I'll ask him when we get out of this place what he meant. But Honorable Speaker, what I want to make is this. The fact that we have some projects that are yet to be completed in our wards that fall under pending bills and were clearly
Information, Honorable Speaker. It is spanning, Honorable Speaker. I meant, we've been fighting with Honorable Kipkurui about the pending bills. And today, when he stood, it was very difficult for me to convince because he has always been fighting. We've been fighting with him about these issues of pending bills. I didn't know it will reach a point where it is a must, Honorable Speaker. That is what I meant.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker. Information, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, Honorable Kipkurui, I think only.
No, Honorable Speaker, the member for Nandi is a physicist, alive. Knows very well, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, when he says he doesn't understand what the Honorable Member, Leader of Majority is referring to, I would tell him, I would remind him of a simple mathematical question. This is not Pythagoras' theorem, Honorable Speaker. It is simple board mass. Earlier on, Honorable Speaker, when the Leader of Majority stood, you did indicate that when the Leader of Majority stands, it is the position of government. Now, when the Leader of Majority says he is cornered, Honorable Speaker, the member for Nandi, Honorable Speaker, will be able now then to fill the blanks. Thank you.
Now, honorable members, I hope I will give Honorable Gideon and then Honorable Walder to make the right of reply, judging from the mood of the House. Otherwise, we will be rotating within up and down. So, Honorable Gideon and then Honorable Walter,
let me conclude by saying, Honorable Speaker.
That is a directive from the Speaker, understanding order number 1. That I'm now directing that you clear and then Honorable Olateno to give the right of reply so that I can put the question, Honorable members.
So, Honorable Speaker, I said I support the report as presented by Honorable Walter Teno, save for what we have already been defeated over, Honorable Speaker. I don't want to fill the blanks as Honorable Kipkurui is saying. I'll consult the Leader of Majority later in the day to be able to get the facts. But Mr. Speaker, I said we have projects in our wards that are pending that would have otherwise gained more political mileage if we would have invested in those projects earlier in the year. But it's not late, Honorable Speaker, as Honorable Leader of Majority is saying, if we invest, because I said the other day, I have some 3 projects that falls under pending bills, but these projects were captured in this year's 2019 budget. I would have wished that even as we discuss today here, the issue of pending bills, one aspect that we must be reminded of is that the departments that these projects falls under must up their game. I have gone to the Department of Education severally, requesting that now that the 2 projects, ECD projects, are captured in the budget 1920, the engineers should move to the department to make sure that we assess the structures, whether they can be completed or they will be demolished and new structures to be constructed. I have visited the Department of Health over the same issue for a dispensary that is in Kapsen, in Nandil's ward, to be able to be assessed whether it should be, construction should continue or we should demolish the structure and start afresh. Mr. Speaker, I bet that even today as we are passing this supplementary budget, with the issue of pending bills, if the department does not move with speed, the same treasury will still issue another circular saying that these pending bills should be paid, or these pending bills might be paid without the projects being completed. So I urge the Honorable House that today we are passing this supplementary budget 1, 1920. let us begin. As Honorable Swadi has said, the chair budget and the chair implementation, I can rest assure you, Honorable Swadi, if we have cooperation of the executive, we as the legislators will always be there to assist. The only problem is when we don't have cooperation from the executive. I support.
Honorable, understanding order number 1 as discussion by the chair, that only the right of reply by Honorable Walter Teno. Honorable Walter Teno, right of reply.
Honorable Speaker.
The speaker has ruled it out. You cannot challenge the speaker. Honorable Ngeti.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also wish to thank the honorable members for considering this amendment, Honorable Speaker. And yeah, plus amendment and motion. Can you protect me, Honorable Speaker, from...
Yeah, Honorable Gideon, you met your submission, so Honorable Walter, you are protected.
So, you know, Honorable Speaker is planning because he wanted a Tama growth in Nandils, which is the data behind here. So...
Continue, Honorable Walter.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, but we will consider the next budget, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank honorable members for actually considering this very important supplementary budget 1, Honorable Speaker, because it is very crucial, Honorable Speaker, considering that the fact that the issue of pending bills, Honorable Speaker, which has been a challenge to this county, Honorable Speaker, and I'm in support with honorable members that we want to follow up, Honorable Speaker, this matter so that the right contractors be paid, Honorable Speaker, so that they may get their dues, Honorable Speaker, on time, because it has been a long overdue. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I'm aware of the motion that was passed in this House on Tuesday, Honorable Speaker, which was tabled by Honorable Mengech. And I think on that, the CC Finance will be the Assembly, Honorable Speaker, to respond on the same motion, Honorable Speaker. And I urge all the members to be present on that day, Honorable Speaker, so that we may seek all the answers, Honorable Speaker, which are pending in this county, Honorable Speaker, because that motion was a motion which actually, if it is the Wahini Award, Honorable Speaker, the service and award, because we need to get all the pending bills, Honorable Speaker, as it is, all the genuine pending bills, all those have been paid, Honorable Speaker, and all those which are not to be paid, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank Honorable Speaker, the members of the budget. As the chair, Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate the good work done by my team, Honorable Speaker, because I remember last night, Honorable Speaker, we worked almost till midnight, Honorable Speaker, to ensure that we come up with the right report, Honorable Speaker. And I want to thank the airport team so that we support each other to ensure that we get the right report, Honorable Speaker. I'm aware again, Honorable Speaker, that for interest of the Nandi, Honorable Speaker, and the Nandi people, Honorable Speaker, we are passing this supplementary budget so that the workers of this great Nandi County, Honorable Speaker, gets their salaries on time, Honorable Speaker. And one of the factors which was to be captured so that these people can get salaries, Honorable Speaker, on time is to pass this supplementary budget, Honorable Speaker. And I know that, Honorable Speaker, His Excellency the Governor has a goodwill, Honorable Speaker, to ensure that the county goes to the right direction, Honorable Speaker. And because he has the goodwill, Honorable Speaker, I remember last week we were with the President of the Nutrition International, Honorable Speaker, together with Dr. Bol Sanga. And we source funds, Honorable Speaker, till midnight. I think in the next supplementary we'll be getting something, Honorable Speaker, also to add on the budget. So I also wish that we support His Excellency the Governor and the teams, Honorable Speaker, in ensuring that we get funds. Because when we want to do budget, Honorable Speaker, we have the little resources which we cannot budget because of the skewed budget, Honorable Speaker. Otherwise, I want to thank this House, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank the team of the clerks led by our airport clerk, Honorable Speaker, and all the staff who participated in this good report. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, honorable members, I now put the question that this House adopt the report of Nandi County Budget Appropriation Committee on the Nandi bill with amendment estimate first for the year 2019-2020 laid on the table of the House 2019. Will as many of a similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members,
this house is adjourned or is suspended for 10 minutes.